Hi, this is Mark Smith with Family Tree Counseling Associates, and I'm the author of the ebook Managing Abandonment Issues Through Recovery. And I'm going to be speaking today on the subject, if you suffer from abandonment issues and you're surfing the internet looking for products that are going to help you, which book on abandonment issues should you buy? Now, you might say that I'm a biased observer since my product is online and competing with other products, but there is an excellent book that has sort of been the gold standard of material on abandonment issues, and that's Susan Anderson's book, The Journey from Abandonment to Healing. And what I want to do is sort of contrast for you that book with my book and let you be the judge if I'm being biased, because I'm a big fan and a big advocate of both books. Just like anything on the internet, you get on the internet, I do, and you start sort of sifting around, and you sometimes can find the information that you need and sometimes you can't. So I would like to try to give you some valuable insider information. I don't believe that I am going to give a biased feedback to you. I spent the week reading Susan Anderson's book in detail and studying it. I want to give you sort of like a Consumer Reports breakdown of the strengths and the weaknesses of each book, and then you be the judge. But I am a fan of Susan Anderson. We've sold thousands of her books through our offices through the years. We sort of get them by the crate load, and we're very supportive of that work. She's an excellent writer, very talented, and some of her phrases in the book I found to be powerful and beautiful. She focused in her book on brain research, and this is in the year 2000, and now focusing on biological issues, physiological issues, and brain research is all the rage. But she's 10 years ahead of her time, because she was talking about it 12 years ago. You can sense in her book a very deep and sincere caring for both her clients and her readers. I appreciated her humility and the courage that she showed and the openness that she showed in sharing her own story. That's dear to me because I did the same in my book. Her story was she was abandoned, and my story is I was more the abandoner. But in both cases, I think it's the right approach to have the healer share a bit about their own woundedness and to go in depth and to really be able to teach from a place of personal experiences. I like in The Journey from Abandonment to Healing that it really normalizes abandonment pain, and it reframes it in a very positive, proactive, and healing light. She has many great clinical examples. She encourages a sense of community, which I love. And the book really offers a lot of solid hope and direction. I listened to a football podcast, Pro Football Weekly, and there's a fellow who's on there, and he sometimes uses the word however in talking about football stuff. So having said all these wonderful things about The Journey from Abandonment to Healing, however, it may not be the first book that you want to read on the topic. It just depends on what your issues are. When I think of abandonment issues, and what my book was about sort of the day-to-day, what I call the crazy dance, and that is the overreactions, the misperceptions, the projections, the reactivity, ugly fights, what I call spiraling, irrationality, the perception that your significant other has abandoned you or distanced themselves from you, and then you getting reactive, even if they haven't abandoned you, it just looks and feels like they have. What I call sort of the War of the Roses goofiness that goes on with couples and causes a lot of heartache and a lot of reactivity and ugliness. That's what I think of when I think of abandonment issues. But the audience and the topic covered in the book on abandonment that most people read isn't that at all. It's written for people who've just come out of a major breakup, who've been abandoned by a significant other really brutally, and they're in major crisis. And the whole book is focused on going through 5 steps when you start out just being shattered by the disappearance and the abandonment of this main person in your life. That isn't the everyday goofiness, War of the Roses. You're in the relationship, you're out, you're having big fights, all this craziness is going on. Those are 2 different topics. So, sometimes in our practice we've been suggesting people read this book when it really, the topic covers a lot of ground. So if you're just fresh out of your spouse leaving you or your significant other abandoning you, then I want to encourage you not to buy my book first. I want you to buy The Journey from Healing to Abandonment first, from Abandonment to Healing first, and you can get it on Amazon.com, and you can get a used copy as of today for $10.88. With postage of $3.99, it'll cost you $14.87, or on Amazon you can download the Kindle edition for $12.99. So on the cover of this book, Rabbi Harold Kushner, who is the author of the best-selling book Why Bad Things Happen to Good People, he's quoted as saying, "If there's a pill to cure the heartache of rejection, this book may be it." So again, this book is a pill. It's medication for people just out of a really wicked and hurtful breakup. And they cover childhood wounds, but that's the whole focus on the book all the way through from beginning to end. So if you've not just had a big breakup, you're going to be having to translate as you go through the book, how does this relate to me and my situation, because I'm still in my relationship. So if you haven't been left behind and you're still in a relationship with a lot of reactivity and craziness going on, then I want to recommend you shouldn't buy the Journey from Abandonment to Healing first. It won't fit. It's not about that. My book is sort of the new kid on the block, but if you look on Google, under a lot of different links, including Abandonment Issue Recovery, I think we're the #1 link on Google for that, you'll find that our place on Google is really respected and ranked really highly. Because I've been writing articles on abandonment for 10 years, and we've been highly ranked on Google for 10 years. So, so in the link to the book, which if you just Google Managing Abandonment Issues Through Recovery, or Google Family Tree Counseling and come to our website, the link to the book, there are 7 things that are discussed. And the first thing that you'll find is that there's a national radio interview on a show called Coach Carol. And she has an internet radio program that is broadcast across the country. And there's a link to that. There's also 6 videos there. I'm going to put this one on too. Will be the 7th video of videos I've recorded about the book and about abandonment issues. There's 3 articles that I've written about abandonment issues. There's a dozen testimonies about my writing and also my work as a therapist. There's my bio and links to additional videos about other topics. And then there's a description about the book. And there's also an offer for 2 additional books that I've written that you can get for free, and get the first chapter of Managing Abandonment Issues Through Recovery for free if you join our mailing list. So the book that you really need if you're dealing with everyday crazy dance stuff is Managing Abandonment Issues Through Recovery. And here's 8 qualities that are covered in this book. Number 1, I go into great detail with 20 clinical examples of various couples, and none of them, I think actually one of them of the 20 is a relationship that ended. All the other abandonment issues are relationships that is about the crazy dance and the fighting and the irrationality and the projection. So it's the day-to-day, I need a lover who won't drive me crazy, but I got one that's really driving me crazy kind of stuff. So, so abandonment issues are very clearly defined, and I give you tons of real-life examples. Now, in Susan Anderson's book, she also gives some good clinical examples. She just handles it differently. In her book, she actually sort of quotes the clients as talking, which was sort of a cool way to do it, I thought. In mine, I just sort of describe the situations. I don't really have them quoting and talking. So, just different ways to do a similar thing. So, I also share some pretty torturous struggles of my own abandonment issues going back to my childhood. In my childhood, my mother was sick, and I was induced. She had gallbladder issues, and I came out screaming bloody murder because I wasn't ready to come. And then she had surgery, and she wasn't able to take care of me, and we just never bonded, and that was sort of the basis of my childhood abandonment issues. So there's really an intensive focus on the recovery process, and the other book and my book sort of differ with some terminology, but I think we have very similar perspectives on psychological defenses and having insight. Her book should give you more activities to try. Some of them are I'm sure they work, but you sort of have to have an open mind. It's the inner kid talking back and forth with your adult self, and just not my style, but I think semantics. I think we have similar perspectives on the recovery process. So the book is sort of written. You can sort of tell that I have sort of an informal way of communicating, and that's how the book is written. But I try to have some punch to it, and I think you will be impacted by the book. And there's also in my book there's 46 live links to podcasts and articles and blogs and videos by other Family Tree staff members, movie scenes, movie videos that sort of enhance the book and make the book an experience, and not just, I was reading through, I had to get some cheaters. I'm more of an audio person, so I listen to books, but Susan Anderson's book isn't on audio, so I had to get me some cheaters to read it, and there's no photos, there's no links, and I don't know, it took me a long time to get through it. It's like I say, it's an excellent book. I recommend it. But I think you'll find the experience of my book to be a lot more gripping and entertaining and visual, and it just uses all kinds of different types of media and not just sitting there reading a book. So my book is $14.95, and like I said, you can Google it, or just Google abandonment ebooks, and we'll come up all over the first page. But what you need to do is buy and read both books. But if you've been left, if you've been abandoned real brutally, get her book first. If you just have everyday, crazy, hurtful, out of control abandonment issues, get my book first. So if you'd like to sort of sample my writing, then I'll give you two books. The first is called The Basics for a Healthy Life in Marriage. It talks about shame and abandonment. And then the other one is a book on how marriage can, sort of pierce your psychological issues. And then you get the first chapter of the abandonment book, all for free. All you got to do is sign up on the list. You can do that on our website, familytreecounseling.com, or when you look at the book, when you Google it under Managing Abandonment Issues Through Recovery. So join the list. Let's be in dialogue. But I just wanted to give you some direction. Don't buy our book first. If you're fresh out of a relationship, get the other book. But if you're needing help with crazy abandonment issues in your relationship, don't get the other one, because they don't cover that. They cover the relationship ending. So I just wanted to make that clear for everybody. So thanks for listening, and good luck in your abandonment issue recovery. It's tough. It's painful. You and I both know that. And you'll make the most progress if you have more insight. And you'll do that by going to what I call going to abandonment issue school. And you do that by getting these two books. So do that in the correct order, and God bless you.